you have almost, I could say that you have a sword of Damocles, hanging over your neck. There's so many people to report to. And to be very honest, I look at, the role of a principal in two dimensions. One is the enforcement role, and the other is the enrichment role. Unfortunately, with so much of report making and so much of, compliances that are being forced upon schools, the enrichment function of a principal is increasingly taking a backstage, number one. Number two, the CBSE affiliation bylaws. If those of you who have dealt with them and those who have recently been in touch with the latest version that has come up, you would have noticed that it has been cast in the format of a law, a bill that is to be passed. And I, being very humble in this, but I can point out so many areas where the affiliation bylaws contradict or leave open gaps. Now that means that who is the person who is going to bear the brunt of the ramifications of those lacunae, let us say. We need to be talking about that in a principals forum. Now there are bodies of schools, but they are more into litigation. You see, you have the Independent Schools Association, and you have so many others. But their purpose is only to respond or to fight back the judicial activism and also the increasing parental resort to litigation that we get focused on. So there is a major issue about how to bring back the focus on the enrichment function of a principal or a pedagogical leader, as the CBSE is want to say. Another thing, the National Education Policy 2020. And ladies and gentlemen, I am talking of these two after having studied them word by word many number of times. And some of the implications are very, very, I won't say dangerous, but they need to be, they need to be understood as educators, that of course we are obliged as citizens, as dutiful citizens, as representatives, society leaders, to take forward the agenda of whatever government be of the day. But then how is it the implementation going to take place, where at some places it talks about volunteers, at some places it talks about bringing foreign educational institutions to India, some places it talks about multiple exit and entry points. I think it's more into idealism than practicalism. We need to see how to take it forward to make the best of it, and see that it takes the center stage, as we all as Indians aspire for it to do. Then one of the aspects among the speakers who've spoken over here, one aspect that is of very central interest to me is the integration of art into the classroom. Art integration, as the cliche has now become. We could be looking at how to share best practices about this, because I find not just in my school, but in most of the places that I interact with, it's a very literal interpretation of integrating, bringing the arts into the classroom. Actually, if I may dare say, it might end up creating more confusion in the minds of the children, because see, VATK paradigm is fine, right? Your different ways of learning is fine, but how does this cultural agenda make us more Indian while reading about subjects which have nothing to do with which is, let's say, for pure scientific interest. So I'm leaving these points with all of you, and I hope that in the coming times we would be able to talk about this, and I'll be able to learn more about your views from this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
May I?
Yeah, ma'am, please.
Very good afternoon to Chairman, all the dignitaries, and my dear colleagues. I'm Mrs. Vijayashree Samuel, with an experience of 26 years in the field of education, as a teacher, as an entrepreneur, and as an administrator. I worked in the UK. I had my qualifications from India, UK, B.Ed as well as MSc Physics and PGCE from UK. And I'm currently working as a principal of Rama Global School in Indonesia. That's an ICSE school, and we recently started our GCSE curriculum also. I would like to add a few points to what Mr. Singh just now told. It's the